back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kenosha and I have been uploading pregnancy updates for baby number 4. I am 30 weeks and 4 days pregnant today. So this will be my updates for weeks 26, 27, 28, and 29 because it's been that long since the last time I've updated, and I'll really get into the reason why. It's nothing really dramatic, just pregnancy life. So I don't have my tablet down here to go through like how big baby was at each stage, but baby is growing. That I know for sure because I can feel it in my body. I can feel like almost every single inch of this child moving around and growing inside of me. So rest assured that baby is growing. Weeks 26 and 27 were the last 2 weeks of my second trimester, and I was still feeling very good. I mean, I had mostly, what am I trying to say? Okay, I just had a brain fart. Okay, pregnancy brain moment. But no, so I feel like I had more good days than I did not so good days in those last few weeks of my second trimester. I had all of the energy in the world to get a bunch of cleaning done around the house and to get, you know, all of the things that I normally do done around the house, and I just felt like, you know, I had energy. And then the third trimester happened, and I cannot believe how my body and just my mood and my energy level just changed like so quickly just from being like 5 seconds into the third trimester. Like, it's ridiculous how much energy I've lost in like a couple of weeks. It's just crazy. So some other things that I've noted, I was gassy. I was starting to get more like GI symptoms. So like I was starting to finally get those annoying symptoms of constipation and, like I said, gassiness. So, and that's been ongoing since, you know, I've entered the third trimester. And obviously that's probably just going to be something that I deal with for the rest of my pregnancy. Heartburn is something else that I've noticed that I get pretty regularly now. I can eat something and within like a few minutes of eating it, like I can just feel that dragon breath like in the base of my throat, and it's just like, okay, this is my life now. I'm looking at my notes down here anyway. I've also been having an increase in my SPD pain, so that lower, like that pelvic bone pain that I had talked about in a previous video like a long time ago. I haven't needed to get my belt out yet because it doesn't last for very long. It's usually just like really quick when I get up or something after sitting down for a while, or, you know, in the middle of the night when I have to get up to go pee or whatever. I'll just feel that discomfort in my pelvic bones. So that's been going on. Also, I've had an increase of round ligament pain. So if I get up too quickly, or depending on what type of working out that I'm doing for the day, like I can feel a lot of discomfort like on the sides of the lower part of my uterus. And, you know, it's just like that pulling pain that is just uncomfortable. And then I've also had a lot of hip pain, but I get that not pregnant. So obviously it's just more exaggerated while pregnant. So, and then my favorite symptom of all is my acne. That is still ongoing, and I finally broke down and invested in a new skincare regimen. So I'm waiting for that to arrive. That should be here this week, and I will start using that and pray to God that it clears up my acne because it's driving me nuts. It's more a vanity thing than anything, but like I'm 30 years old and I don't want to have acne. So I'm hoping that this is my Hail Mary attempt to like get that in check. And then some things that specifically happened during my third trimester. So during weeks 28 and 29, I had my midwife appointment during my 28th week. So I was 28 weeks and 4 days pregnant when I saw my midwife last, and I had the dreaded glucose test, which actually wasn't bad because my midwife gave me a few options for what I could do to take the glucose test, and I chose the healthiest, most like natural, whatever, crunchy option of all. So she has this new test called the Fresh test that I've been reading a lot of midwives have been getting now, and it's just like an all natural like lemonade mix that you put into some water, shake it up, and then drink it you know, when you're about an hour from getting your test. So I did that, and it's super good. So if anyone ever has the option to take the Fresh test, like, I highly recommend it. It was so yummy. And I was sad when I drank it all. But yeah, so I got my results back just a few days after that, and I passed, which I wasn't super worried about because I've never had gestational diabetes before, and I feel like this pregnancy I've kept up with like a healthier lifestyle. Like, I've been working out, and I've been drinking a ton of water, and I've been mostly pretty good about my diet, but you know, obviously everyone can improve in that area. So I passed with a 132, which was shockingly high because I was like, oh my gosh, because the cutoff for my midwives was 135. So I passed just barely, but a pass is a pass, so I'm happy about that. And something else that's been happening since I entered the 3rd trimester. Oh no, actually, I wanted to give some more details about my midwife visit. So took the glucose test and got, you know, my CBC results too, just to make sure that like my iron levels were good, and they were. But also some fun things that I learned about baby at that appointment. So baby's heart rate was 143. My fundal height, which was the first time that she was able to, you know, take a measurement of my uterus, and that was 29 centimeters. So I was 28 4 days at that appointment, and I was measuring 29, which is perfectly normal, and baby is, you know, right on track. Well, my uterus and baby is right on track. And also she was able to feel around, and she felt that the baby was head down at that appointment, and the baby's back was like hanging out on my right side, which I'm sure that's the case because this baby has been primarily hanging out on the right side of my belly for, like, I don't even know for how long, but I don't even know when I really noticed that this baby is like only on my right side. But I mean, right now I can feel the baby right now. Like, I can feel some hard mass right here on my right side, but it's probably the butt or something. I can never tell what body parts are what, but I can tell a foot though. When a foot is in your ribs, you know it. And that has happened a couple of times already, but hey, if a foot in the ribs means that my baby is head down, I will take that any day. But she said that the baby's head was high enough that it wasn't engaged or anything like that. So, you know, the baby was perfect. And yeah, and I should be good to go for the rest of this pregnancy, hopefully. And hopefully be a fun appointment just to, you know, get that confirmation of like the position of the baby and to hear the baby's heartbeat again. So it was fun. And also it was really nice to talk to my midwife because another thing that's been happening since I entered the 3rd trimester, so like the day I turned 28 weeks, I just started having so many Braxton Hicks contractions. Like, it was to the point where I was like about to call my midwife because I was scared that I was experiencing some preterm labor or something, because I would have like 3, you know, within a few minutes of each other. So I would have like one, and then a few minutes later another one, and then a few minutes later another one. Like, they were basically right on top of each other. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if I have 2 more contractions, like, I have to call my midwife because you are not supposed to have more than 4 Braxton Hicks contractions in an hour, because that could be a signal that your body is experiencing preterm labor. And I've just been very worried about that because I've mentioned this before. My last baby was born at 33 weeks. So I'm just getting to that point in my pregnancy where I'm, you know, reaching that point when I had my son. And I'm just like feeling kind of stressed about that. So my midwife and I had a long talk about my anxiety during this pregnancy, and, you know, that it's okay to call her if I feel like I need to talk about my anxiety surrounding the Braxton Hicks contractions and all that. And she just kind of gave me some encouragement that, you know, Braxton Hicks contractions are a good thing, because it's like your body wants to have a vaginal birth. Your body wants to give birth to this baby vaginally. So Braxton Hicks contractions are just, you know, practice contractions that, you know, your body knows what it's doing and knows what it wants to do, and it's just practicing for that. And I know that logically, but then, you know, when you've had a preemie and you've had a premature labor, you know, it's a whole new experience, and it's very nerve-wracking, and just something that is not pleasant, you know, for your mental health while you're pregnant. But I will say, though, that it's so funny how, like, when you decide that you're going to go to the doctor about something that's worrying you, and you talk about it, and then it literally stops, like, after, you know, you've talked to a doctor about it, and, like, you no longer have that symptom. I don't know if that's happened to anybody else, but that happens to me all the time. Like, whenever I freak out about any symptom, like, not even being pregnant or, you know, whatever, but it's just, like, as soon as I talk about it and, like, voice my concern about something that's happening, then it's like, it's no longer an issue. And that's exactly what happened with my Braxton Hicks contractions. Like, it was like a week of, like, kind of pretty regular Braxton Hicks contractions, to the point where they were just making me very nervous. And then as soon as I talked to my midwife, you know, like, you know, a few days, like 3 or 4 days went by where I was still having kind of regular Braxton Hicks contractions. And then I'm back to having like 3 a day. And that's what I've been having for the last couple of weeks, is like 3 or so a day, like very, very spread out. So it's like I'll have one in the morning, I'll have a couple in the afternoon, you know, and then maybe 1 or 2 at night. So I mean, obviously it's more than 3 days, so it's like 3 to 5 a day, but still, like, it's nothing to worry about. Like, it's not been, you know, where they've been very close together to the point where I'm like worried about it. So I don't know what to say about that other than what I just said, but maybe it's my mind that's making my body act out or something. I don't know, but I've been in a lot better mental state, you know, since I was able to talk to my midwife about it, and especially since I'm no longer having that issue anymore where I feel like I'm having a ton of Braxton Hicks contractions. So I'm feeling pretty good mentally right now. So I'm gonna keep riding that high for as long as possible. And then another thing that's been happening to me is insomnia. Like, I do not remember the last time that I slept through the night. Like, I just have hours of awake time in the middle of the night, and it is just the worst. It's just the worst. My foot fell asleep. Anyway, yeah, it's just not fun to be experiencing insomnia, because obviously, you know, I'm waking up and I'm having to, you know, get the kids ready for the day every day. And so it's like, I am already, don't consider myself to be a very patient mother, but so that makes it even worse, where I'm just like, I don't have any energy, so please do not be sassy. Like, I will tell my daughters that, like, pretty much every day. I'm like, do not have any sass with me today, because you guys, I am so tired and I don't have any energy. But that's just been my life, like, and that is the main reason. So the main reason why I have not been doing regular updates, because I have just been so freaking tired. Like, even today, like, today's my laundry day or whatever, and it's like, I just don't even have the energy just to walk up and down my stairs to, like, change the laundry, because I'm just so tired and I just don't want to deal with it. So I'm definitely reaching that point in my pregnancy where I'm truly exhausted, I'm starting to run on fumes, and I still have about 1,000,001 things that I have to do. It's mostly just washing a bunch of things, so that won't be like the biggest deal, but it's like I need to pull, you know, baby clothes out and do like an inventory of what I have, and, you know, find out if there's anything that I need, and I need to wash. So I mean, that stuff's gonna take energy. And I just am running out of it. Like, I just, like last weekend, I've just been like cleaning all of these like random things in my house because I just want my house to be as spick and span as possible, leading up to this baby's birth. And I just like felt it. I'm like, I don't know how many more weekends I have left in me to do this type of cleaning because I'm just so tired. So I'm gonna keep doing as much as I can because that's all I can do. But anyway, that's really all that's been going on the last 4 weeks of my pregnancy. Week to week, things are pretty much the same. But like you guys, I'm so excited to have this baby. Like, I've been watching a bunch of YouTube birth videos, so I've been like crying every day watching them and just like saying out loud to myself like how excited I am to have this baby, and just like I'm just so excited. So despite all of those like not so fun things of pregnancy, like it's all worth it in the end, which I'm sure all of you who are parents know that to be true. That pregnancy can kind of suck sometimes, and I'm someone who like loves being pregnant, so even for people who love being pregnant, like it kind of sucks sometimes, but having that baby at the end of the journey is just everything. But anyway, so that's kind of what I want to leave you with. Like, I'm happy, I'm well, and things are going really well, and I'm so excited that this fall weather is starting, so that makes me so excited knowing that we're so close to baby time. And anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for watching, and like this video and subscribe if you haven't yet. I'd love to have you for the rest of the journey. But yeah, other than that, just keep watching to see my baby bump, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.